And David said, "While the child was still alive, I fasted and wept, for I said, who can tell whether YHWH will be gracious to me, that the child may live?" 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 22. The cry of a father who has lost a child, and who dares to believe that the God he serves might reverse the irreversible. This is the question that governs everything you are about to hear. Who can tell? Not a statement of despair. A statement of possibility. Because David's next words were these, "I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me." That is the earliest clear expression of resurrection hope in the Hebrew Bible. Not that the dead come back to this world, but that we will go to them in the next. But what does that world look like? What is a resurrection body made of? Is it flesh? Is it spirit? Is it something our language does not yet have a word for? On September the 5th, 2019, I was shown the answer. I was taking a late afternoon nap before a night shift. My wife was in the front room. In a vivid dream vision, I suddenly saw a bare arm of someone walking briskly past me. I could not see a face. I could not see legs. Only the arm, close, as though I were looking through a small window and someone walked past it. Then things slowed down. I was examining this arm closely, wondering what I was seeing, when something happened that changed everything I thought I knew about the nature of physical reality. The arm became transparent. Not ghostly. Not fading. Transparent. I could see the internal structures of the body. The blood vessels. The tissues. But they were not made of flesh. They were composed of light. Different colors of light creating the visual representation of biological anatomy. Red blood was red light. The structures of the body were rendered in luminous, colored radiance. It was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Then instantly I realized this was not a human arm. And suddenly I saw the Angel of YHWH from his backside, looking over the earth. I became terrified. I cried out loudly and woke up. My wife heard me from the other room and came running. That night at work, during my dinner break, I opened my Bible and picked up where I had left off the previous night. The first words my eyes fell on were these. Who has believed our report? And to whom is the arm of YHWH revealed? Isaiah 53, verse 1. I had seen a transparent, luminous arm in a theophanic vision, and within hours, the first verse I read asks, "To whom is the arm of YHWH revealed?" Now here is why this matters beyond my personal experience. The Shroud of Turin is a 1st century linen burial cloth that bears the full-body image of a crucified man. In 1978, 40 scientists examined it and concluded that the image contains no pigments, no dyes, no paint, and no applied substances of any kind. The coloration exists only on the outermost 200 nanometers of the linen fibers. That is thinner than a single bacterium. In 2011, Dr. Paolo Di Lazzaro at the Italian National Energy Agency discovered that only vacuum ultraviolet radiation at 193 nanometers wavelength could reproduce this effect. The estimated energy required is 34 trillion watts, released in less than 1/40,000,000,000 of a second. The entire electrical generating capacity of planet Earth is 2.5 trillion watts. In 2025, Dr. John Sottosanti, a forensic dentist, discovered something that connects directly to my vision. The lower teeth are visible through the closed lips on the shroud image. This is impossible under any normal imaging method. The only explanation is that the radiation originated inside the body and projected outward, passing through soft tissue before reaching the linen. Dense structures like teeth partially blocked the radiation, creating visible shadows. It is functionally a dental X-ray taken from inside the body. Do you hear what I am telling you? The shroud recorded internal structures visible through the outside of the body, because the body became transparent and was radiating from within. That is exactly what I saw in the vision. The arm became transparent. The internal structures were visible. They were composed of colored light radiating outward. The shroud captured the resurrection event from the outside. Radiation striking linen. An imprint left on cloth. I witnessed the same event from the inside. A body composed of structured, colored light. Internal anatomy visible through a transparent exterior. These are not competing accounts. They are two witnesses to one reality. and the Torah requires 2 witnesses to establish a matter. Dr. John Jackson, a founding member of the Shroud research team, proposed what he called mechanical transparency. At the moment of resurrection, the body became mechanically transparent. The linen was no longer supported by solid matter. It collapsed through the radiating form under gravity, and as it fell, every point on the cloth received radiation proportional to its distance from the body surface. That is why the image encodes 3-dimensional information. No painting, no photograph, no contact transfer can do that. The body passed through the cloth. The body I saw could do that. It was solid at first, then transparent. It was real, structured, anatomically coherent, and yet its substance was light. To confirm this convergence, I conducted 7 independent scripture draws under Shield Protocol 14.0, each pulling 100 verses from the Urim-Thummim version corpus of 34,211 verses, using cryptographically secured random selection. All 7 draws returned affirmative verdicts. 6 returned a definitive yes. 1 returned lean yes. The statistical anomaly ranged from 3.70 sigma to 4.16 sigma, well above the discovery threshold. Every draw crossed the multi-channel convergence threshold. The 2 highest sigma draws were the ones asking specifically whether the resurrection body is composed of light as its fundamental substance, and whether the colors I saw reflect the glorified body's true composition. Those 2 drew verses declaring that the hope of the covenant faithful is the glory of Elohim, that the age-lasting King is immortal and invisible, and that the Messiah resurrected from the dead dies no more. Draw 4 asked whether the Shroud records the same event I witnessed. The text drew Hebrews 1:3, who being the brightness of his glory, and the express image of his person. The Greek word there is character, a stamp, an imprint, a precise representation pressed into material form. That is the vocabulary of the Shroud. Glory made image. Radiance leaving a physical record. And in the same draw, John 1:8. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. The Shroud bears witness. The vision bears witness. Both testify to the same light. The Apostle John wrote, "This then is the message that we have heard from him and declare to you, that Elohim is light, and in him is no darkness at all." If Elohim is light, and the resurrection body is the body of the Son of Elohim glorified, then the resurrection body is composed of light as its fundamental substance. This is not metaphor. I saw it. The Shroud recorded it. 7 independent draws from 34,000 verses confirmed it mathematically. David asked, "Who can tell whether YHWH will be gracious to me?" The arm of light has answered, "He is gracious. The child lives. The dead will rise. And the body on the other side of death is not dissolved, not ghostly, not gone. It is luminous, structured, glorious, and more real than anything we have ever touched in this world. I shall go to him. Selah."